crumpled cover, but every track is stacked.
Welcome to the new.
Depending on how old you are, you may or may not know who Ray Davies is, but trust me, over the past 36 years, he spent a lot of time in gin joints like this, probably shooting a lot of pool.
On the other hand, if bands like Blur and Oasis are more your generation, you should know that all of those Britpop guys acknowledge Ray Davies and the Kinks as a major source of inspiration for what they do. Right.
Now, Ray hasn't written a lot of new music in the last little while, but he has written an autobiography called X-Ray, and he's taken it on tour.
Yeah, it's an interesting show. He reads a little from the book, he plays acoustic versions of old songs, he kind of contextualizes it, he recycles,
And he writes about himself in the third person.
He does.
Whatever.
Each his own.
Nice shot.
You talk about the Blur guys and the Oasis guys getting all this success so young. Dave was how old?
When we first went on tour, he was 16, and you know we had to go every country we went to, like Canada or Europe particularly. We had to go to the local embassy to get a special work permit for a juvenile to work.
So presumably you couldn't have done clubs. You would have been, or Dave would have been.
We couldn't do the Germany thing because you know, like all the bands like Beatles went to Germany. We couldn't do that because he was too young.
Did you find it easier to write about yourself in the third person?
Yeah, say he's a rotten old sod. Yeah, I mean, it's easier to say that I'm not a very nice person because nobody doesn't, you know, people don't believe me. But if you set it up that this man is really, I'm not a bad person, totally. I'm as bad as anybody else. But the character in my book is a bit of a, I guess he's a sort of bitter, yes, a bitter old curmudgeon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't see bad now. Oh yeah, you really got me now. Got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't see bad night. You really got me, really got me, you really got me.
I've always used different voices in my songs, but because it's within a rock band, you get lost in that. It's not so, the voice is never mixed up enough.
Right.
And this, you know, a lot of people said they can hear those, you know, those songs that they know the Kinks for, but it sounds different. I'm not quite sure how, but it does.
He thinks he is a flower to be looked at, and when he pulls his frilly nylon panties right up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion.
You look like you're having fun last night, actually.
Oh, last night, yeah. It was brilliant. Good life. You have to have fun out there because it, you know, conveys. If you're not enjoying it, there's no point doing it.
Now I'm grown up and playing in a band, and there's a car park where the paddy used to stand. My sister's married and she lives on an estate. Her daughters go out, now it's her turn to wait. She knows they get away with things she never could, but if I asked her, I wonder if she would. I'm dancing. Come on, sister, have yourself a ball. Don't be afraid to come dancing. It's only natural.
That's interesting, the Dolce Vita. You know what I want to do with this? I wrote a treatment earlier this year. It's a great movie, it's, Fellini. I'd like to make a modern version with Damon Albarn in the Mastroianni role, Marcello role.
So that's what we're going to buy today, right?
That's what we get for Dolce Vita. But for the thing I want to get for the style, for this To the Bone video, because it's about a cruel relationship between two people, is a movie just for the look. Breathless. It's a film made by Godard.
In the back of a record rack, there's an old double pack. 12 inches in black with an old crumpled cover, but every track is stacked. And it takes me back to the one who caused this melancholy mood. And every single groove cuts me to the bone.
You know what? Just get Breathless. Is that all right? The Breathless thing. Oh, you got Dolce Vita as well. You did. All right, well, let's get them both. Because listen, I can give this. I've already got the Dolce Vita. I can give that to Chris. But I'll give this one to Damon and convince him. I want to make a remake of it, using Damon Albarn and possibly Courtney Love and people like that. But yeah, because the subject matter in this is very much like Thatcher Britain in the late 80s. Yeah, it's about fascist Italy after the Second World War.
I think your Pie album also does the rise and actually the fall, the decline of the
That's
English
the
Empire.
one, my dear.
Yes,
You've done your research.
I have.
This world is built round discotheques and parties. This pleasure-seeking individual always looks his best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Well,